Welcome back to Teenage Nightmares, the place that drags you deeper into the world of the unknown. In tonight's episode, Darren shares a night that still haunts him. The night he and a few friends explored a house they should have left alone. So turn the lights down, get comfortable, and prepare for the kind of tale that lingers in the dark. Hello, my name is Darren, and my story takes place a few years ago, during the winter of 2016. I was hanging out with the only two friends I had, Trevor and Terrence. We were doing what we usually did on winter weekends, hanging out in Trevor's basement, binge-watching Ghost Adventures. We'd been fans of the show for years, always talking about doing our own ghost hunt someday. When I brought it up that night, I was just making conversation like usual. But this time, Trevor's face lit up with genuine excitement. He went on to tell Terrence and me that his dad, who was a contractor, had been working on a house he considered to be creepy. He said whenever he was there alone, he'd hear strange noises. He even swore he saw a door slam shut by itself. I cut him off and asked if there was any way we could check the place out. Trevor just smirked and said, "I know where the keys are. We could go tonight." It was almost midnight, and I was definitely nervous. But I didn't want to ruin something we'd always talked about doing. Trevor grabbed the keys, and the three of us piled into my old station wagon and hit the road. It was fun at first, until we got within a few miles of the house. The closer we got, the more isolated everything felt. We went from streets lined with houses and streetlights to dark wooded roads with nothing but shadows on either side. That's when I asked Trevor if this was even safe. He shrugged and said, "No one's lived there in over 10 years. The last family that did was murdered by the husband. He's serving life in prison." My heart sank. I had no idea the house had a history like that, but it felt too late to back out now. We continued the drive, and within a few minutes, we were there. The three of us stepped out of the car and just stood there, staring at the old Victorian-style home. None of us wanted to be the first to walk in, but Terrence, being the fearless one of the group, walked right up to the front door and held out his hand, gesturing for the keys. Trevor handed them over, and Terrence unlocked the door. Then the three of us walked inside. Immediately, I felt something, some sort of heavy presence. I still can't explain it to this day, but I know what I felt. I wish I could go back in time and stop myself from walking any further into that house. But part of me was excited. We were finally doing a real investigation. So I grabbed the equipment we'd collected over the years. Nothing special, just a few voice recorders and one old camera with night vision. We decided to start in the living room. I set up the camera and placed a voice recorder on the floor. Then we began asking questions. Trevor went first, asking if the